Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all excited for the new season. This video is going to provide as many quick tips that will help you out. When they hit a theme, I'll do my best just to compile them all together one after another. So technically, there's going to be more than just the base tips that you have here. So I don't have to repeat the word over tip number 3, tip number 4. Okay, let's just get into it. Don't forget to leave a comment if you found the video helpful. Tip number 1, gravity cannons. You can heal while you fly on them. That's huge. You can fly on them when you're downed. That's important, so you can reposition, get away. And when you're horizon, you can also bounce a little further if you position it correctly, meaning her passive really kicks in. Tip number 2, replicators can now produce more ammo. So before, you remember ammo stacks were quite small. You know, you use the replicator and only drop like a stack of 20, it just took a lot of time. Now it has been increased to 60. Additionally, the increased ammo has a cost increase as well. Tip number 3. Last one on the replicators, but the amount of armor provided if you upgrade is now 150, meaning if you respawn in the game and you have no armor, you can use your remaining crafting materials to boost to immediate blue armor. Just note the cost is increased from 45 materials to 50. Tip number 4. The creatures in Storm Point. We're going to talk about the Prowlers and those pesky spiders. They help you level your Evo armor, which is huge. Just remember, if you're taking shots, that you're going to spark another team that wants to third you. They provide supplies and loot. They can even drop gold items. The Prowlers are way more aggressive, so be careful. They do lots of damage when you're distracted in a firefight. I got knocked at one point by them too. They just do so much damage. If you're not paying attention, I'm so not used to an NPC there, just something to highlight. Also, the Prowlers are aggressive. They just come out and they'll start attacking you, but the spider nests need to be shot to activate them. So when you're looking at your mini-map and you see the spider nests and you pass by it, they're not going to do anything. You have to activate them to actually do anything with them. Tip number 5. Storm Point has some of the largest ziplines currently in the game. These are great for rotation. There's also one on the north side of the map that just goes up forever. So I highly recommend you check that one out. That one is amazing. These are great for rotation, but can also get you caught out, especially the one that just goes up forever. So if you're going up, you can have a nice Dragon Ball Z fight, but just note that it takes forever to go up. Speaking of taking forever to go up, tip number 6, the north side of the map has really the only balloon on the map. I explore quite a bit. I believe this is the only one. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but you can go really far on it. So I know it's kind of isolated on the north side. You take it, you fly super far. Really huge. Tip number 7, Storm Point hands down is the largest map currently in the game. Don't let that fool you. It is one of the largest maps, but there's a lot of tools for mobility. Speaking of tools for mobility, tip number 8. Tridents are also placed around the map for more mobility. Do not sleep on these. These are really solid for getting you out of rotation. There are some parts of the map that are a little bit open, especially on the south side of the map. So use these specifically to rotate, especially from the south side. The north side has a lot more cover. The south side has less cover. Tip number 9. Loot can feel spread out. Because the map has new structures, it will take some time to getting used to the loot distribution. Structures are not the usual layout. So when you struggle for loot, you're going to need to explore more. And the loot bins are a really good place to start. I think initially everyone's going to complain about the loot table, that it feels really off, that they don't know where to find loot. If you go near the right buildings, you will find loot. But again, this is because the map has new buildings. And so with new buildings, there's going to be new places where the loot is. It doesn't feel like your stereotypical place that you play on King's Canyon versus World Edge, because those assets, some of the buildings have very similar layouts. Tip number 10. There are lots of choke points, but also tons of places to rotate away from. If you feel caught out, double back and look for a new way to rotate. When in doubt, rotate out. Really big tip, especially with this map. Tip number 11, height is a power play. This map plays way so much on the verticality. It's big on Horizon, Valkyrie specifically. I don't know, it really hits on that, especially with Ashe, Wraith. Mobility Legends, anybody who can use verticality, especially with Ashe's ultimate ability, the fact that you can rotate on height is really huge. We all know the golden rule that positioning is key. Don't fight from the low ground. I made that mistake several times with the randoms I was playing with. Do your best to rotate and find a way out. Tip number 12, the center of the map with the pink tall grass. Be careful with places like this, especially when you're fighting Prowlers. It's an easy place to get caught out, and everyone's rotating more to the center of the map. There's so many nooks and places to hide on this map, so that could be its own video in its own right, looking at the various spots and angles where you can hide, but areas like Antenna can get rotated on very quickly. Just don't be fooled, because the map is large. The gravity guns can bring teams over very quickly, especially with the Tridents. So that's my last tip to really help you out. and hopefully get you set up for success in the new season. Hopefully you enjoy the new season. I really like this new map. I'm really curious how it's going to play. We technically played only with 30 to 45 people in the server. It's going to play very different, especially with Ash's passive ability, where she really highlights where enemies were last fighting. So well, it's big. I feel like it's going to be big on third parties as well. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but we'll have to see how aggressive teams play. That pretty much covers all of my fast tips to get you rocking and rolling that I feel some may miss. Enjoy the new season. Leave a like if you enjoy. Hopefully the servers are solid. I look forward to seeing you guys all in game.